My people, something big is happening in the Sahel. The AES, Alliance of Sahel States, has announced plans to build something that could change the Sahel and the continent forever. Because for far too long, Africa's dreams have been financed by other people's money and shaped by other people's priorities. What do? We go to the IMF, the World Bank, the so-called development partners, and in return, we've been handed loans with conditions that strip away our power to decide our own future. But today, something is shifting. In the Sahel, in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, leaders are planting a seed for a different kind of future. An Africa that funds itself. An Africa that answers only to its people. They're building a new investment bank. That's right, funded by Africans for Africans to power the kind of projects that can transform lives. We're talking roads and railways that connect our markets, energy grids that light up our villages, factories that process our raw materials right here at home. And here's the part that I love the most. This isn't just talk, because yes, we know when it comes to Africa, there's a lot of talk and very little action. Each country has already committed 5% of their tax revenues to make it happen. Yes, that's Africa saying we will pay for our own future. And it is time. Now, you may not agree with every decision these governments have made, but you can't deny the vision, breaking free from dependency and building the financial muscle to shape their own destiny. Today, we're breaking down the AES's bold new investment bank and why this could be one of the most game-changing moves on the continent right now. Because this isn't just about the Sahel. It's about the first real steps toward the Africa that we keep saying we want. An Africa that stands tall, united, and fully in control of its economic story.
We all understand one thing, that we are being manipulated so much because of what we need or because of what we do not have. And I said earlier sometime that it is easy for somebody who needs something to be manipulated than somebody who has something. Because whenever you have something, it becomes very easy for somebody to manipulate you, because like whenever you need something, it becomes easy for somebody to manipulate you because this person knows very well that you need a certain thing. And because you need it, it becomes very easy for them to manipulate you because they know you need it. And without it, maybe you might not be able to survive. Therefore, they will put conditions that you have to follow. These conditions can be either good conditions or bad conditions. Either way, you have to follow these conditions and you have to agree to the terms and conditions that you're being given to, because whatever the thing you're looking for, you need it. And without it, maybe you might not be able to survive or you might not be able to live better. Okay? Now, African countries have been manipulated so much because of money and because of funds and because of finances. Okay? Now, we go to the World Bank, we are given money. We go to the IMF, we are given money. We go to China, we go to the US, we go to the Europe countries to borrow money. And when we are doing that, this money will eventually be given to us. This money will eventually be given to us. Okay? When this money is given to us, conditions are put, conditions are placed. And what they do, they give you as much money as possible, to the extent they know very well it is going to be very difficult for you to be able to repay this money or to give this money back. They have placed you at a point where it is very difficult for you to uproot yourself or to take yourself out of that place. And through that, they will begin putting rules. They will begin coming after you. Why is it easy for them to give you money? Why is it easy for them to give you that large sum of money? Why is it easy for them to just say it is okay? You can borrow whatever the amount you want. You can borrow whatever the money you want. They are doing that because they know African countries have something that they do not have. African countries have things they do not have, and therefore they need these things to survive. Because they need these things to survive, they will tend to give African countries whatever the amount of money that the African countries want. That is what they do. And after they have given you that kind of money, they don't come after you. They don't ask you to bring that back that money at a period of time. They don't even give you the deadlines of bringing that money. They're just quiet and they let you do whatever the things you want to do. And that is why many African countries right now, they owe the Europe countries, they owe the IMF and the World Bank, they owe them money, large amount of money. Because after you've been given money, they don't give you a deadline, or they don't tell you after this period of time you must have returned that money. They don't tell you that. They just give you money and they keep quiet. They have a target. Their target is to come and tell you, you owe me, right? You have lithium, right? You owe me, right? You have diamond. You owe me, you have gold. You owe me, you have uranium. What do? They say, now we want you to give us, or to make us your partners. We want to partner with you in extracting or in doing business to do with gold, diamond, lithium, uranium, cobalt, iron, and all that. You won't deny. You won't say no, because these are people, you owe them, and they're not demanding their money back. They want you to continue having their debt, to continue owing them, so that whatever the things they want from you, they're just going to come for it without asking questions. And you do not have power to say no to them, because you have what belongs to them. You don't have power to say no to whatever the things they want, because you have what belongs to them. That is now what we call manipulation in simple terms. That is what we call manipulation in layman's language. And many African countries have been manipulated through this. They give you money because they know you're mining cobalt, you're mining iron, you're mining diamond, you're mining gold. They know even if you fail to pay the money, they're going to come for it, and they will take it more than even the money they gave to you. They will take the huge amount, even like the huge amount compared to the money they gave to you. They might have given you a certain amount of money, and when they want to take back, they're going to take back more than what they gave to you. That is what they do always. That is what they do all the times. And that is why even if you go to them 100 times borrowing money, they will keep on giving to you and giving to you and giving to you and giving to you. They don't fail giving to you. They're going to give to you for as longest time and as much times as possible, because they know even if they fail to pay, we shall just go to their countries and take what they have, because we need it and we don't have it. Now what they do, they take more than what they gave to you, and you have no rights to stand up and say no, because you have the money that belongs to them and you are not able to pay that money back. And that is how many other countries and many African countries we've failed. We have fallen because of these kind of mistakes that we did. These kind of mistakes that we are doing every day, every other time. Now, the only solution that we have is to stop borrowing money from the IMF, stop borrowing money from the World Bank, stop borrowing money from the Europe countries and every other country that is not in Africa. That is the only way and the only thing that we right now need to do as African countries. African countries, we have failed to realize we have everything that we need to survive. We have failed to realize we have all the wealth that is needed for us to be able to survive. We've failed to realize that we don't need no one to come in between our problems and help us. We have failed to understand and to realize that we can really do help ourselves, because we have the power, we got the energy to do all these things by ourselves. We've failed to understand that. And it is high time we understand that. It is high time we come with solutions. We bring solutions. We create solutions for the problems that we are having. Because I told you sometimes that the solutions to every problem we are having can only come from within. They cannot come from without. The problems to all the solutions we have can only come from within, not from without. Because people from without will lie to us that they are giving us solutions to our problems. But in real sense, in other sense, they will be creating more problems, or they will be giving us solutions that are creating more problems than the problems we had, because they want us to continue going to them for solutions, because they know when we go to them for solutions, there is something they're gaining. There is something they're getting after that. There is something they're getting after that. That is why they will always come to us. They will always create problems for us to continue going to them for solutions, so that they can be able to continue benefiting. So there is no way we can go for solutions to our problems from without. The solutions to all our problems will always come from within, from our midst. And that is why the AES and the Sahel as a movement, they are coming up with an idea of creating and building one big bank that is going to serve the continent of Africa. So that we don't need to go out there to borrow money. We can borrow money from an African bank that is in Africa, like the World Bank and the IMF. We can package ourselves to become countries that other countries can come to us to borrow money in search of financial help. Because this money you are being given creates a lot of problems to us. They create problems after problems after problems after problems. And that is why we have always suffered under the hands of the white men. Because the white men, they're helping us, but after helping us, the payment we are giving to that help is bigger than the help we were given. And that is how they're taking advantage of us. That is how we are suffering. We are suffering so much because of what we have that does not belong to us. And in real sense, even the money we are being given by these Europe countries is what belongs to us, because they are coming to our country, taking our resources and our properties and our wealth. They go make money, they lend the same money to us. We are not seeing that. We are blind not to see that. We are blind not to experience that. We are blind not to even see that coming. And we keep on suffering and suffering and suffering every other time and every other day. What are we supposed to do? These decisions of having a bank in our own continent that is being made by Captain Ibrahim Traore and the Sahel as a region, it is one of the best moves that can stop this ongoing manipulation every other time, that can stop these things from happening. Because we will no longer need to go there to borrow money. We will no longer need to go there to be given some money to come and help ourselves. We can build ourselves as a country or as a continent within our own borders ourselves and manage, because we are capable, we are able, it is possible. It is something that if we are serious about it, it's going to happen. And that is why I said Traore came to build Africa. Traore came because he had a goodwill to the people of Africa. He had a goodwill to the people of this continent. And that is why every move he makes a lot of sense here. It is high time, as the people of Africa, we understand we are the people who can help ourselves. Nobody else will come and stand in our position to help ourselves if we as people, we are not ready to help ourselves. Therefore, this is a move that is going to help the continent of Africa. What we need to do is to support the move is to support everything, support every other person who is trying to come up with solutions like these ones. I'm trying to say this because I know it is important, because I know it's likely gonna happen, and it's likely going to save the continent of Africa. Having a bank in Africa, or having a money lending institution in Africa that can be able to stand and lend money into the continent of Africa, it is something very nice, something very wonderful, something very good that everybody needs to adhere to that and support it. Captain Ibrahim Traore, together with the leaders of the Sahel, are trying to make this happen, and I think it is one of the best moves that all of us need to support. That will stop us from being exploited. That will stop us from being manipulated, from being oppressed. We are being oppressed, we are being taken advantage of because they know we need them. In real sense, we don't need them. It is only that we have not yet realized that we don't need them, that we can do things by our own selves, by our own power, without having them next to us, without having them close to us. This is a best move, a nice move. Tell me what you think in the comment section about it. I'll do my best to make sure I read all the comments and give a response where possible. I am Atamba Haiti, this is African Streamline. Thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. If it's the first time to be here, don't forget to subscribe. For the returning subscribers, I really do appreciate you so much in whatever the things you're doing and wherever you are. I tell you every day, Africa is home, and anything that concerns Africa concerns me and you as black people. God bless.